Tic-tac shaped object just hovering above the water, going forward, back, left, right. There's no rotor wash, there's no wings. It rapidly accelerates to the south in about 2 seconds and disappears, well above supersonic. It like a bullet out of a gun, it took off.
The Pentagon has been keeping track, or trying to, of the type of aircraft that don't take off and land from conventional airports. We're talking about unidentified flying objects, UFOs. You can laugh about it if you want, but a lot of people are taking this revelation very seriously.
Very ancient technology, but it's very new because the concept of that technology has not been appreciated on the planet. That is going to be released to the American government very soon.
These issues have resolved. We have a peaceful civilization here. There's free energy running the planet. There's anti-gravity systems, so we move above the surface and don't need surface roads.
They did a study to see who were the best trackers so they wanted some good trackers. So they did this study. And where this came from was all the little pieces of hair start sticking out a little bit more and more.
What the heck is happening in Antarctica? Because it's an extremely mysterious place. It's a continent and no one knows anything about it.
Well, you know, the fact is a lot of people know quite a bit about it, but they're keeping it under wraps. They always keep the best stuff under wraps.
Parallel reality, something that they have actually experienced many, many, many years before.
Are you referring to past life memories?
Oh, I'm talking about past life memories, yes.
One of the arguments people say about flat Earth is, well, that's stupid, people would fall off the edge. Well, not really, just do a Google search. Go on Google and search for coastline of Antarctica. And you're going to see that the coastline of Antarctica consists of 200 and 300 foot ice walls. No one's falling off of anything.
His hair started growing out. He was breaking all the dress codes of the system. And pretty soon all these other men start doing the same. You see the guys wearing big beards, they're up there talking, and their hair is long. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah, aliens are everywhere. In this room, and very likely at any other place on this planet. We are all surrounded by aliens. This might sound like a very bold and strong statement, but I hope I could convince you that this is very close to the truth.
We spent $500,000 of company money trying to look into how UFOs worked. We hired a detective to interview alleged witnesses. We hired a physicist to create new theories. We set up a little laboratory to spin magnets.
It would have to be above top secret documents that Bill has somehow, and we don't necessarily need to know how, become quite familiar with. In fact, he owns them. So he's been sharing with all of us.
So are we alone? Those three simple words, when you put them together in that order, forms perhaps the most compelling unanswered question facing humanity today. If you were an omnipotent being and you could float above it and look down, this is what you would see.
There are a lot of places they could live. We have been able to detect planets around other stars. So I think that is the huge discovery. There's a lot of real estate out there that is potentially inhabitable. Earth-like planets are all over the place as well, at least super Earths.
So I go like this, and it's about the time I start pulling my nose onto it, and about here, it goes, and it's gone. It just goes.
He describes all 4 airmen as weirded out and not taken seriously on return to their carrier.
The result of this research that these Native American men were good trackers, drafted a whole bunch of Native American guys and put them in the service. Found out was that they couldn't do anything.
So from what you know about aerodynamics, mechanics, physics, should this be possible, what you saw?
Not with the technology that we have today. Not at all.
We may not know if aliens exist, but it turns out our government had a special team of UFO hunters that was trying to find out. The Pentagon now confirms the existence of a secretive UFO program tasked with investigating reports of unidentified flying objects.
We had the Pope visit Antarctica, we had Buzz Aldrin, we had the Vice President from the old administration, all attempting to try and come to an arrangement, a deal.
The crown jewel of the secrecy that was hashed in the 50s that led to Eisenhower losing control of these programs. And no president since that time has had full operational access control.
What's the difference? What happened here? What's going on here? Okay, all these guys had hair before they went into service. So they went in there, shaved it all off. They said, oh, maybe that's the thing. Go back and do another research.
I know that the Nazis were at the cutting edge of technology. Whether they got it from otherworldly sources or whether they're just that damn smart, I don't know, but they were on top of it. They were on top of rocketry. They were on top of heavy water to make nuclear weapons.
It is based on a series of documents, manuscripts, which were found under the Antarctic ice in 1962.
And then you see depictions like that where a dude peeking under the firmament. After World War II, the nations, especially Germany, Russia, and the United States, become literally obsessed with Antarctica. Now, a big part of that was, supposedly, after World War II, a lot of the Nazis went down there.
They drafted a whole bunch of men in the service again. This time they didn't cut their hair, and they would surprise their attackers that would win these war games because they had their hair. So they came up with the result that your hair...
Was this the UFO project they put you on? They paid you to hunt UFOs.
Yeah, right. I've got a document, technology, recovery and disposal, indicating questioned leaked UFO documents that were classified.
These guys jumped up and down, but they also would move from one area, maybe 6 or 7 feet, by floating.
Spanning roughly 100,000 light years across. There's 100 billion stars in that picture. Amongst these 100 billion stars, there's maybe a billion, 10 billion or so rocky planets, sort of the sites that we might hope that complex intelligent life might evolve upon.
We've come to better understand the extremes that life can live on here on Earth. Our notion of what's a habitable world may need to be expanded to take into account the variety of environments that extraterrestrial life could proliferate in.
13 years later, is there anything that you know of capable of this kind of behavior?
No, there's nothing I know of. It has no exhaust, and in less than 2 seconds it was gone. And talking 50 miles of visibility, and you can easily see an object that size.
The point about Antarctica is that there are more than one race. There's more than one race based down there. Some of them are particularly unhelpful, very, very hostile, and others of them are broadly sympathetic. This is to the human cause.
They've had knowledge, not control over these rogue elements. So now we're into a period where these operations have run amok, so much so that it has become an existential threat.
So they came up with the result that your hair acts as little antennas out into the auric fields of others. And depending on your auric field, they'll gain a lot of information.